We're on site of Drab to Fab, and this is a project done by the RV Women's Alliance. So what we're doing is we're taking an old RV, it's a 2007 Zinger, and we're rebuilding it. We've totally ripped it apart and we're putting it back together, and it's all a volunteer type situation. So it's not about the RV. What it is all about is bringing women together. There's so many women that work in the RV industry, but we really don't know each other. So by creating a RV build like this, they can come in and they get to know each other, they get to learn new skills, and just go away with a great experience and to learn more about each other and what they do at different companies.
Welcome to week 2 of demo. We've got a great group of ladies in here helping ripping out the interior. We've got the windows out and we're working on the roof.
Just say, we're currently working on the roof. How's it going? It's a lot of work.
This project has a lot of cool aspects to it. One of the ones that is my favorite and dear to my heart is what's going on behind us today. There are so many different, there's 5 different suppliers here today. There's also another communications company here. So it's bringing it all together, and one day we have people doing 5 different things at once in here. So it's a little chaotic for Susan and I, but that's great. We meet a lot of people. They learn a lot of skills. We learn a lot of stuff. So it's teaching, it's learning, it's collaborating together in a project to make something better in the industry.
We're happy to be the gold sponsor of Drab to Fab, and we were asked to come on board by a friend of ours, Jordan Foose. She's also in the RVWA. We were delighted to have the first shot at being the gold sponsor, and we took it. It's a great opportunity for us to not only support the organization, but also to have a nice way to show our products and promote our products with the Drab to Fab project is a great opportunity for us. So RVWA is a great addition to the RVIA, and there's a lot of high energy folks. They're great at communicating with us. So we think we're going to get a lot of value out of the sponsorship, and that is an excellent kind of icing on the cake. Relative to this, our brands are Coleman Mach, the air conditioners, all the vents and the fans, Max Air, the roof material, which is Dicor, the heating, which is Suburban, and then a kitchen appliance for you guys. So we do kind of a mixed bag.
So RVWA in March will be 2 years old, so it's only about a year and a half right now, and we're at 950 members. We're trying to make that push to the end of the year to 1,000. Because RVWA is fairly new, we have to come up with ideas of how do we get our name out there, how do we show what RV Women's Alliance is all about. And one of the things is the Drab to Fab project. So we're getting a lot of notoriety, we're getting a lot of partnerships through a lot of our vendors. And by doing that, people are becoming aware of what RVWA is, what our mission is, and even though we're grassroots, we're strong, we're growing very fast at a pace that even I can't keep up with. We all know it's a male-dominated industry. Anybody who's been in this, I've been in this industry for over 30 years. But when you have an organization like this, you can't just go around saying you're a male-dominated industry. So we commissioned a report to go in and study really what is the RV industry composed of. So the national average for women in the workplace is about 40%. What we came away with was the industry standard is 20%. So we're 20% below the national average, which is huge. We weren't surprised, but if you have actual data that gives you the opportunity to move that needle now, you could say at 20, well, next year when we do it again, we could say we're at 22. And that's the whole reason behind RVWA is to, bring awareness and bring women from the outside into this industry. Anyone could be a member, man or woman. So here's the thing. When we developed what RV Women's Alliance was going to be, the first thing I said is you have to allow men. Because how are you going to move that needle alone? You can't do it from inside of a bubble. And there's a lot of men out there that really believe in diversity and inclusion. And so you bring them in and they stand beside you and you work together at moving that needle. Now you've got the power to actually do it.
King's involvement really started when when RVBusiness first started advertising that there was going to be a Drab to Fab. And being a company that's owned by a woman, she was very in tune with that, and so we have our East Coast aftermarket sales manager as well as our marketing manager here that both happen to be women that are working on this. So it's important to us to be involved, not just because of product placement, but because we want to promote women in the RV industry. We're probably 40% women in our workplace now. What we're doing with this coach is, of course, we're putting on a new omnidirectional TV antenna, the Omni Pro. So it will get really good reception without having to point it or crank it up and down. Very simple. For the user, it's just scan your channels. That's all you have to do. We're also putting on a Wi-Fi antenna, exterior antenna with an inside router and range extender. So when you're in a campground, you can be farther away from the office where the Wi-Fi is and still receive the full signal of Wi-Fi. We're also putting on a cell phone booster, the King Extend. That product is for areas where you probably don't have Wi-Fi. You may be in a national park where you're not getting cellular service. Well, it will allow you to be up to 8 times farther from a tower, meaning you, instead of being 5 or 6 miles from a tower and getting reception, you can be 25 miles from a tower, which is a really big deal when you're boondocking or national park. So on the roof, we've got Genevieve Globus, and she's our marketing manager for King, and she's from Bloomington, Minnesota. Bloomington's our headquarters. We have an Elkhart presence, obviously, because of the OEM business, and I'm an Elkhart guy, so that it works out well for me and it works out well for them. We have a warehouse and delivery located here, but we manufacture all of our products in Bloomington, and the vast majority of what we manufacture is actually made in Minnesota. So probably best known for the tailgater, for the dish tailgater, which we're not putting on this coach yet. We can always add it. We may give them one to go with, so they can carry it out on the tripod. So the dish tailgater is a very well-known product. Probably 40,000 a year of those products go out through Dish Network and through our distributors.
So we've done a few things different with this RV. We've actually we've taken a bunkhouse front unit and we've taken that apart and we're making it an office in the front now. So we've really changed around a little bit of the layout in it, making it a really taking it from a family coach to a 2-person work from your RV, right? More COVID, everybody wants to get out. The millennials really want to get out and work from their RV, right? So this hits a lot of the different demographics of what's going on in the RV industry today. But we have done a few things different than what the RV industry does too. So you're going to see as we reveal this, something that we've taken what we called a stick and tin coach or a metal coach in this industry. We've added a little fiberglass here or there. We've done a little things different with windows that you're not going to see on a typical coach. So we've actually done things different than the industry does a few things. You never know, we may have created a new fad. But we've also changed the layout of the coach too. Typically I'm really good at building a wall or doing paneling or wiring, things like that. But furnace was a little my first time. And with this one being a direct dump, kind of an older coach, right? So it's not ducted the same way as the coaches are ducted now, coming off with 4-inch runs or 2-inch Ys going through. And I'm like, what do I do with this? So that was a little different for me. So that was good. We do have some experts here. And there's a couple on staff today that was helping me, making sure that I had done the wiring correct in the ceiling to drop one of their components in. So it's great to have these guys on speed dial, as I call it, to really help with the whole project. It's not just 1 or 2 or 10 of us. It's been hundreds of us, so helping with this project. That's what makes this great. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And just when I came in today, one of the ladies that worked here last week was here again. She's going, "Hey, I'm here." And I'm like, awesome. I mean, they're so excited to come and help, and they've been learning so much, and that's what another aspect that makes it really great. It's meeting the other people and collaborating with them. It's teaching, but it's learning more people in the RV industry. I've been in the industry for 30 years. I thought I knew everybody in the industry. I don't know anybody in this industry. I've learned so many new people through doing this project.
So 2020, we had all these outdoor things, all these meetings and group gatherings put together, and then what happens? COVID came along. So we found ourselves saying, how do you bring women together in the industry when you can't really kind of come together in large groups? So we had to pivot, and pivoting was doing the Drab to Fab project. And so it's really been actually a little bit of a blessing for us. So 2021 is coming along, and we hope COVID will subside a little bit. We have an amazing collaboration between ourselves and Girl Camper, who is on the consumer side of women camping. And we're coming together and we're doing what we call the Girl Camper RV Women's Alliance Jamboree. So that's going to be in May, where we're going to bring ladies from the industry and ladies who are camping together, and for the ladies in the industry to learn about camping, and from the campers to learn about the industry. And that's one of our big cornerstone events. Because we had to push the event so far back to May, and now this is going to be done, it's now pushed back too far for us to actually, this will be gone by that point. So now we're just trying to pivot. What does 2021 look like? Well, a lot of people really don't know that yet, because we really don't know what COVID's going to do to us. So we're constantly trying to come up with those different ways of doing Zooms. We have coffee, lunch, and learns, where once a week, we have this fantastic speaker that comes along and teaches us a little bit of something about diversity, inclusion, how to run your business, how to set goals, how to be a champion for yourself, all those different things. Everything's free. All you have to do is become a member. We're self-funded, and we're constantly trying to find ways of raising money, and that's what Drab and Fab was all about.
How's it going?
It's going.